Game 2 Wednesday night, the Rockets find themselves in a must-win situation at home. How would they respond? You knew what KD was going to do. He was going to take off right where he left off, taking ankles all the way to the cup for the finish. But it was the Rockets, the aggressor, playing at a much faster pace, crisp and clean action. Harden left all the way, gets the finish. And it was the Rockets with more guys touching the ball. This time it's ISO EG. He gets one to drop. Golden State, 7 turnovers in the first quarter, really fueled Houston's start to this game, getting out in transition and again, moving the ball and playing faster. Gerald Green, Houston, stand up. Don't sleep on Double G. Couple dunk contests. Remember when he kissed the rim? Steve Kerr's like, I've seen this act before. More ISO, Chris Paul, and the 3-ball was falling. Harden much more willing to share the wealth. This time he gets this one in the corner to go again. Take a look at it though. Contested threes, just splashing, playing the percentages, but it was all about this man on this night, PJ Tucker. 8 of 9, 5 of 6 from downtown. Ariza pump fake, he had 6 assists on the night. Eric Gordon from the top of the key, and this is what the Rockets do. You knew they were due for it after the performance they had in game 1. The question was, would Golden State respond and have an answer? Chris Paul bulldozing to the rim. PJ Tucker, I didn't know he could play above the rim. Now the question is, how quick did Golden State wave the white flag in this game? Look at no Warrior in the paint as Ariza gets the warm-up dunk, and it just seemed as if the Warriors were too willing to roll over in this one. Everybody except this man, Kevin Durant. Another 38-point performance and one driving on Capella. Iguodala open lane, are you gonna dunk it? No. Leaning too heavily on Durant's offense. The problem is no one else came along for the ride as the onslaught from Houston continued. Eric Gordon hit every tough shot in the book on this night. How about the and one finish at the rim? So it was still ISO ball. It was just more guys getting opportunities to go ISO. Chris Paul, how about the hard way? Not huge numbers from CP, but he had much more of an imprint on this game. Back to the Indiana native Eric Gordon. Again, how many demoralizing contested shots could they hit? This one, the real dagger. Any hopes of cutting it to single digits was really ended with that shot, but they weren't done yet. You know they were going to run it up because that's what they do. PJ Tucker, another wide open look, as again, it looked like the team defense really gave in early for Steve Kerr and these Warriors, maybe thinking about, all right, we'll see you back in Oracle. Steph Curry continued to battle on Harden, and he continued to get that work. Now, things got a little bit chippy late as the frustration started to brew for the Warriors. Harden dribbling baseline, and Slim gives him a little shiver, right? And the flop god sells it. That's a foul, and it's not unnecessary, but that's all right because I like the frustration. I think they need to bottle that up and save it for Sunday. You knew Houston was gonna run it up, so you kind of wanted the stars out of the game, especially this guy, Draymond. Just based off reputation, you don't want to place it in the ref's hands. You'll never know what they're gonna call, but let's credit Houston. They answer the bell in game 2 and tie this thing 1-1 headed to Oracle Sunday. Hey, y'all need to go get that boom called it, man. Oh, it's really like gambling without risk. And what you're doing is you're picking live games, and as long as you're picking winners, your points are ranking up. Now, the top 20 each week get a cash payout, but there's a special competition going on right now. The first person to 1,000 points in a week, that's $1,000 cash in your pocket. All right, y'all. So are you surprised? Are you really surprised? Because I wasn't. You know, I thought this would be a tough game. Honestly, I thought that it might have been I had it reversed. I thought that this is what game 1 would look like. And, you know, game 2 would look more like game 1. So it was reversed. The series is 1-1. Let's credit Houston, man. They came out crisp, fast, aggressive, like the season was on the line. And frankly, the season was on the line. Now, Golden State, 7 turnovers in the first quarter. I call them intensity turnovers because really that's what it was. It was like a lack of intensity. You know what I mean? There was just too much air under their passes. The ball, they weren't secure with the ball. And there were lackadaisical turnovers, and it really fed Houston early on, I think, boosted their confidence. And then let's keep it a buck, man. PJ Tucker was really kind of like the star of this game. 8 of 9 shooting, 22 points. And will he ever shoot like that again in this series? Probably not. But I think that there is a schematic or a rotational change that Steve Kerr can make here because I love David West, right? I love Debo West. But, you know, if you look at this series and you look at the minutes he played, when PJ Tucker went back-to-back on those threes, you know, he's just a little slow rotating out to the corner. right? And because, being a veteran big man, it's just not in his DNA to venture out to that three-point line, even the corner. And so I thought he was a little slow getting out and challenging those corner threes, and that's when they really started catching momentum. And you say, well, what rotation move do you make, and who can get out to that corner three better? That man right there, Jordan Bell. Shout out Hooper Nation for the shirt, man. Fly stuff. They got hoodies, all sorts of stuff. Check out Hooper Nation. But Jordan Bell should get into this rotation, I think. David West is not playing heavy minutes, and I understand the stability of the veteran, but the way the game's being played and everybody on the perimeter, I think the style suits Jordan much better, and I think he'll be able to close out and make sure that first one doesn't go down for PJ Tucker or Emma Mute or whoever it is in that corner, right? So, and I think JaVale falls into that fold as well. One of those two guys could perhaps get David West's minutes moving forward, since it's just such a perimeter-oriented series, right? Now, if you watched the last video, I didn't expect to win. I really didn't. I said, this is going to be everything they have. They came out, and for Houston's one of those teams where, man, when it looks good, and you kind of get snowballed. I don't think it wasn't as dominant as it may have looked. Just like the loss wasn't as bad as it have looked, right? It's just kind of how Houston plays and D'Antoni teams play. But so I don't have a problem with the loss. The split, like I said, I thought it would be a flip-flop. I didn't think it would happen in this order. But going back to Oracle 1-1, I'm fine with that. That's not the problem. The problem is how Steph Curry has looked, right? And you can talk about conditioning. You can talk about the knee. And then you have to talk about the mental aspect of the game, the confidence in the rhythm. And I think that it is a perfect storm of probably a lot of these things. Now, the question is which percentage? Where do you weigh out these issues? How much of it is it physical and how much of it is mental for Steph Curry? All I know is he needed a neck brace to keep his head up in this one, right? He just head was down pretty much, for the whole game. Now he pushed through and he trucked through and tried to get it going. And when the game got away from them midway through the third quarter, I thought, all right, let's force feed Steph the ball and just see if he can find some sort of confidence and some sort of rhythm. And it really just didn't work out, right? KD pretty much had the same performance. No one else just came along for the ride. And, I do want to call out Draymond and Iguodala. Both those two need to attack the damn rim. When you're headed downhill and you get a pass, you have to show shot or attack the rim. You're bailing the defense out, and both of them passed up way too many opportunities at the rim. Again, it's not always about making it or converting it. It's about putting pressure on the defense and keeping them honest. And it allowed them to really stifle Clay and our other shooters because they knew Draymond and Ig weren't going to shoot. And they should know, as veterans and leaders of this team, you understand Steph is not giving us what we're used to him giving us. So they should have understood they needed to take more shots. Now, you Steph Curry fans, Warrior fans, I know that's the one and the same, right? But some of you are more Curry fans than Warrior fans. Yeah, I said it. But let's be clear here. I'm not dissing Steph, right? And I'm just telling you what's happened. It's very obvious that we haven't seen the chef yet since his return from injury. And I just want to say, I don't want to kick a man when he's down. He's got 3 long days to think about that. And that's going to be the narrative in these 3 days off in the 24-hour news cycle of sports media. It's going to be what's wrong with Steph Curry, right? And so I don't know if he tunes it out or what he does, but he's got to find a way to get right. Warrior Nation, we believe in the chef. We believe in you, Steph, and I believe at some point in this series we will see the real Steph Curry. The question is, will it be in time, right? Will it be in time? A couple of other things I want to note. Chris Paul was icing up the Achilles or the calf. I don't know. I'm just putting that out there. Is that going to be a place to attack? I keep banging my damn mic. But is that going to be a place to attack? Because we already know Chris Paul's undersized. If you take away his mobility, that's a huge problem. Right. And, going into the series, all the analysts and people breaking it down, it was like, there's going to be one game where Houston's role guys just hit a ton of threes. Right. And this was the game, presumably. Right. You hope that there's not another one, especially on the road at Oracle Arena. But again, I'm not tripping off the split 1-1. I'll take it and get back home. What I'm worried about is Steph Curry and seeing him look like Steph Curry moving forward. What else do I have for y'all? I think that's it, man. Again, this Boston and Cleveland series, I propose this question to you, Dubs fans, because I don't know about y'all, but I do not want to play the Cavs again. I'm tired of the matchup. I'm tired of it. But that said, we all know that the Cavs are the easier matchup. I say we all know, but to me, it's obvious. The Cavs are the easier matchup. And so do you want the easier road to the title, or do you want a new intriguing challenge in this young Boston Celtics team? Before you answer that, let me say this. We're getting the Celtics if we get out of this, right? I'm still confident in what the Warriors are going to do. I think it's going to be a different team come Sunday. I'm just saying, everybody that still wants to believe in LeBron and this Cavs team, I'm here to tell you, hell no. Hell no. That series, I'm not saying they're going to get swept, but the Boston Celtics are coming out of the Eastern Conference. And we're going to need Steph Curry to be Steph Curry in that series. I can tell you that much right now. So hit that like, share, and subscribe. I'm out, y'all.